so good. Scythe is an amazing weapon. Gauntlets are pretty good, but Mordek's signatures on gauntlets are ridiculous.
The down sig in particular.
Yeah, you know
like
how quickly people can spam that.
That is a very good signature.
It's so effective.
I think Daiku was the one who was pointing out that I think it's Sandstorm likes to do this thing where he'll do downlight into down signature, which is not true, but just out of downlight, almost everyone expects you to do something that isn't down signature.
Yeah,
and he'll
like,
just
like
kill you with it. Yeah, they'll just expect you to go downlight, chase dodge, recovery, downlight, sidelight. Like, they just expect anything that isn't that, and it's such a goofy option that works so well.
And we've seen so far today, we've seen Gauntlet users use that downlight followed or the sidelight into another sidelight, like multiple options, but sometimes they can struggle to find the actual kill option there. Having that signature in your back pocket to use that's really fast, that can give you a lot more kill potential where Gauntlet players will struggle. But on the other side, Isidroo, you might not be able to see it because that skin is so dark and spooky, but that is Ragnir coming out from Isidroo. Of course, Isidroo started off this year playing almost exclusively Brynn, but he's now picked up the Ragnir. He's going to carry over the axe from the Brynn pick, but now he'll have Katars, another great character that has fantastic signatures compared to Brynn. So this is just right in Isidroo's wheelhouse.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get to see Wilson.
That clash there saved Isidroo's life.
Oh, there's the neutral stick coming out. Daze throws out the recovery. Going to be able to keep the stocks even between the two of them. Kind of shimmy in the middle. But like you're saying, Ragnir has some fantastic signatures, and Isidroo really likes to use the signature kit of the characters that he's playing. He's thrown out multiple neutral signatures. There's a side sig over the corner. It's got that unique property of being able to be thrown on stage where it'll land on the ground and get a big explosion, or thrown off stage and it'll go over corners like that, kind of spike down.
Wilson is another really strong Ragnir player that utilizes those signatures a lot. Like, most Axe players will go for like the sidelight into the nair, into the side air, or a recovery, or a ground pound, or some option off of the sidelight into the nair. But a lot of Ragnir players like Wilson and Isidroo will go for the sidelight into a gravity cancel neutral signature, or just a neutral signature on stage, or a side signature follow-up. That means they don't have to get a read on movement. That means that they can utilize those signature options to try and catch a dodge a little bit early and just take out those kills that much earlier. Isidroo's doing a solid job. He's put some decent damage out onto Daze before he falls. We're about midway through orange right now, but Daze has the scythe. You know how quickly it can build up damage. There's the nair that he's going to utilize that active input on to press the other direction, send Isidroo to the right. He can choose there on a handful of scythes moves whether he wants to send his opponent in the direction that he was or the opposite direction to the left or to the right.
There's a lot of control inside of that scythe kit. Isidroo going to be controlling that corner, throws out the down sig, expecting Daze to dodge through him. Unfortunately, didn't have that read, but he's still got that damage advantage over him. Likely looking for that kill option. Yeah, tried to set up with a downlight. Still wants this recovery to be the kill option onto Daze. Meanwhile, like you said, Daze, he has that scythe. He has that potential where one bad dodge from Isidroo could be death.
Isidroo side second to the right. Big side air from the middle of the stage. One more of those, even from the middle of the stage, might kill at this point. Daze has a ton of damage on him. He's trying to look for the rally here against Isidroo. He's going to go under the stage, something that you can do really easily on Thunder Guard.
Yeah, Thunder Guard, you have a lot of places that you can recover to. You can go to the outside walls, you can go to the inside, and that gives Daze a lot of options when he's off stage, but right now he's raw challenging Isidroo and starting to win out.
Oh!
Daze!
He turned it around.
That's what he needed.
I think the biggest misstep from Isidroo was throwing so many weapons.
Yeah, I think he threw one, he burned the dodge, and had he hit the second, that would have been great. But because he missed that second throw, it left him unarmed, left him a little bit uncomfortable, and Daze was able to get that game. That means the hope is alive for Daze now.
Absolutely. When there's a weapon spawn on stage, absolutely, you have the option to throw your weapon away and pick that one up. Isidroo just kept disarming himself when there wasn't a spawn available to him. I think that was the biggest misstep. That let Daze come back little bit by little bit instead of Isidroo trying to stress that weapon advantage that he had while Daze was unarmed. Especially when he had that axe. One of the final axes, I thought that was going to be it, because all he had to do was hit a side, virtually any move but an axe downlight or sidelight. And even if he hit a sidelight, that can lead into many other options. So I think if he would have held onto the axe a little bit more, beautiful!
Sidelight nair hits a down air downlight off of it as well. Isidroo, this is why
Look at this axe
for his axe.
Hold on to the axe, dude, because you can make it work. He is switching here to Brynn, the character that we talked a little bit about earlier. He's going to have that axe carry over, then he's also going to have spear. but you're seeing those strings coming out from Daze. He's building up that damage, doing exactly what he did the end of last game.
Disarmed. The recovery connects. Isidroo has no weapons. The icicles just crossing that island. And now Isidroo has the weapon control. This can go either direction. Daze gets the kill onto Isidroo.
If Daze gets the win here,
this is looking good.
That
for
would
Daze.
be nuts. That would be another huge upset for the day.
All right, Isidroo hitting that cider. Gonna keep the stocks even. But right now, all of the round robin predictions that I was saying earlier are being thrown out the window. Daze is playing so incredibly well with this Mordex.
Now, the interesting thing here is a lot of times we'll see the statistically stronger player losing the first game and then immediately clapping the second game and destroying. It's not the case here.
No.
Daze's momentum is continuing. He's staying basically dead even with Isidroo right now, and it seems like the longer the game goes on, the better Daze is getting. Like, Isidroo's finding these 3-hit, these 4-hit strings, but then the stock keeps going and keeps going and keeps going, and Daze evens it up.
Isidroo's really struggling to finish off these stocks of Daze. He's doing a great job building this damage. In the neutral, Isidroo has the advantage. But the second that he has Daze close to that kill percent, he starts to fumble, even with this axe, and it gives Daze room to come back into this, get the hits that he needs. And it's working out in Daze's favor, but the recovery connects. Not going to get the full force. The neutral sig connects. Not going to struggle to finish off that one.
Now, we're seeing virtually no offstage engagement coming out from Isidroo. Kind of both games. You saw him standing right on the platform. He knows that he has stage control, which on Twilight Grove, I think people focus on stage control on Twilight Grove probably more than any other stage. Maybe that and Shipwreck, just because the walls are so small. I don't know exactly why that is on Twilight, because it still does have big side walls. I think just no one wants to be on the island because it's so close to the blast zone, and people don't seem to be big fans of soft platforms.
Yeah, in general, it's just safer to go for the main stage control. If you challenge on the island, you're just kind of putting yourself in a risky spot, burning a lot of your utility to get up to that island. Instead, just stay on the main stage. Eventually, they'll have to come down, especially when you're at the stock advantage like Isidroo is.
Isidroo's putting out a ton of damage right now, doing a great job staying alive. That side signature is from all the way on the right side of the stage, so it's not going to kill. That neutral signature just barely missing a grounded Isidroo. There's the side signature, and Daze was looking like he was going even, and then he just didn't anymore. So that's why Isidroo needs to hold on to that axe. His axe is solid. He does good damage. He was finding multiple strings. He was finding great zone control, great stage control. He was finding signature options. He was finding light attack options as well. That's why Isidroo needs to have a weapon in his hands.
His axe is just so incredibly dominating. He's so good at finding all of these follow-ups. Off the axe gives a thumbs up to his Oregon in there as he's passing by, just like, what's up?
Straight up, he looks bored right now.
He's like, hey, you got a tournament? Yeah, I got this. But Isidroo, yeah, I like the swap to the Brand, and I like how well he is doing right now. He's definitely needs to hold on to an axe, though. That's for sure. I think that's one of the critical things for him.
Now, I wonder what it is about this Bryn that gave him a complete 180, because the axes are similar. Bryn has some solid axe signatures, but so does Ragnir. The dexterity is roughly the same, so it's not like he's getting any more like true combo options or anything with this Bryn switch, and we didn't see hardly any spear. Like, we saw side signature towards the end, but it was axe domination, just like it is here. You're seeing him throw that weapon up. What? Okay,
he got the axe pick
He's
up.
opting for the axe. I thought he wasn't going to be able to get to the axe. He was going to be stuck on spear.
I thought he wasn't going to be able to pick that up in time. That was wild. Isidroo just destroying Daze's first stock. This is what we expected from the set. This is what we were like, all right, it's Isidroo versus Daze. Isidroo far and away the favorite. Like, this is what we thought was going to happen.
And I think that could just be, it's the morning, it's pools.
He just woke up and got dressed at the booth.
This was like the first test today for Isidroo. There were a couple DQs that he got wins off of, and then there were two lower seeded players, the second to last and last seeded players in his pool. So I don't know if he got any real warm up today. I don't know how early he showed up to the venue, or if he just kind of rolled right into his pool and played these two players that aren't going to be a real test of his skill. Now that he had game 1 and then game 2 against Daze, he's just ready to go.
Game 1 was warm-up. Game 2, he was still getting a little bit defrosted, but now that he's here, game 3, is completely running over Daze right now. Goes for the down sig option. But Daze, we've seen some life in his scythe. If he can bring that life more into this, I guess, and get that damage on top of Isidroo, we could see him start to come back, maybe even these stocks up.
Seeing Isidroo going for these reads with his spear down signature, huge amount of active frames,
toss.
gigantic hitboxes. He just happens to do it. He did one in the air when Daze was grounded and one the wrong direction, but he has room to play with, so experimentation right here, doing weird Isidroo stuff is a good idea. Like, just do it.
Yeah. Just start seeing what you can do. Make sure all your goofy options work. That is going to be killer. The dares, the chase dodge, the ground pound bounces him off the main stage, and the down heavy from Daze, but Isidroo still holding on to this stock with his brand. Nair. Yeah, he wants the unarmed kill. Just completely toss that spear away.
All right.
Oh!
He gets that, but I saw him starting to throw those weapons away. And I was going to say, okay, there's